for us. So it makes our job a lot easier as far as I'm concerned.
And we've got more leaks coming soon. This article is up on INFOWARS.com. We've got the article about the economic collapse that they're planning, which is up on INFOWARS.com, and more leaks to come today, so stay tuned.
That's right. We're really interested in the role of Lindsey Graham. This, I believe, is his first trip to the Bilderberg meeting. He's a sitting U.S. senator. In violation of the Logan Act, he's going to be coming here. We don't know what he's going to be talking about, but we can imagine, and I think I have a hunch, that he is going to be trying to thwart a Trump presidency, maybe getting together with Vernon Jordan and James A. Johnson, both who run high-end capital lobbying groups, capital firms that basically are investment banks that are democratically run. So I think they're going to be looking at ways to channel this money into a Hillary Clinton campaign to basically thwart a Trump presidency. Hey, Rob Dew with INFOWARS.com. We've just made a discovery from one of our local contacts, Jim Johnson. We're going to speak with him in a second, but look over here. We have police trucks with, it looks like water cannons mounted on top. So we're going to go get a closer look. And they've got, it looks like the scoops. Those of you who remember Soylent Green, the scoops are on their way right here in Dresden, Germany. The scoops are on their way.
The scoops are on their way. The scoops are on their way. I repeat, the scoops are on their way.
These are just, this is just a few blocks away from the site of the Bilderberg meeting taking place in Dresden, Germany. This is the top of the church last night where we confronted Mr. Tillich, Stanislav Tillich, who is the governor of Saxony. So we're very close. On the other side was the square where we did the Pegida event. So we're very close by to everything. They've got, it looks like the scoops. Those of you who remember Soylent Green, the scoops are on their way right here in Dresden, Germany. The scoops are on their way. We also have, which looks like a kind of a bastardized LRAD system, a lot of loudspeakers, probably to scare protesters off. So here we go. We got two giant water cannon tanks ready to go after protesters. We have the scoop. We have some sort of an LRAD system being developed. Jim Johnson, why don't you come on in here? You found this morning just walking by.
Yeah, that's actually, I came here because I wanted to get some cards for my telephone to be able to take some video of the protest actions later, and I just happened to see these here.
Amazing. And you talked to the guard, and what did he say?
Yeah, he said there was just some kind of a protest that was supposed to be going on, and these were here in case things got out of hand.
Yeah, so there is an anti-Bilderberg protest being planned for Saturday. There have been several going on, very small, unorganized, but as you can see here, the police are expecting something big, probably through their intelligence services, through Facebook or Twitter or whatnot. But yeah, they have, once again, the scoop, this green scoop here, ready to pick people up maybe and throw them in the back, like what they did in Soylent Green. A LRAD vehicle right here with loudspeakers on it. And then we have these two water cannon tanks. These are giant systems. Let me go stand in front of it. You can see how big they are. I mean, these things are giant. How you doing, sir? American media, how are you from Germany? From Germany, Deutschland? Yeah. All right, so you can see these are pretty tall. It looks like they have, I'm not sure what these are. I guess these are cameras mounted on the front so they can see around all sides. They have the emblem of the country on them. Brand new, brand spanking new. Looks like these things haven't seen much action, unlike the Millennium Falcon. And then you have, looks like the water cannons on the back. You have a camera on the back. So these are definitely anti-protest battle tanks ready to come out and take on protesters. Now, we've seen 2 people arrested so far in this incident. We've seen a couple from England. What were their crimes for being arrested? The first infraction was having a cardboard sign, okay? One of them had a cardboard sign that says, what do they have to hide? The other one said, this sign will be confiscated. Those signs were confiscated. Their second offense, carrying a loaf of bread, which said the police said could be used as a weapon. Now their third and final offense, having a tent. So having shelter in the city of Dresden is unallowed. They don't want people to have these. Hey, are you guys from Dresden? So what do you think of these tanks that they have parked here for the protesters?
I don't know anything about it.
You don't know, do you know about the Bilderberg meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, you know about it? What do you know?
Not much.
Yeah.
Just a meeting between important people.
Yeah.
Yes, nothing more.
Yesterday, we talked to the governor of Saxony, Mr. Tillich, Stanislav Tilic, and he admitted that it is essentially a lobbying group, and they like to meet in secret because they're figuring out ways to divert money to different channels. Do you think that's something our government officials should be doing?
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you should learn. Bilderberg.org is one place, also INFOWARS.com. You should learn more about the Bilderberg Group because these people are meeting right now in your backyard, one of which is a war criminal, Henry Kissinger.
Okay.
Yeah, no comment?
No comment.
All right. Well, you have a good day, sir. Look up the Bilderberg Group. Okay, they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes, and our government officials should not be meeting behind the scenes in private meetings while we, using our tax dollars, have to pay for their multi-million-dollar security. Like this. You're paying for this right now. 2 water cannon tanks and a scoop and a loudspeaker vehicle. These are all ready for protesters. They fear people talking about this so much they have to get out tanks to stop protesters. Does that seem like a democratic society?
No society I know is a democratic society.
Ah, you're right. Because they're all really run in secret. You're exactly right. You hit the nail on the head.
It's the old adage, as California goes, so goes the country. It should be the red alert harbinger of the U.S. Constitution destroying and criminal presidential campaign of Hillary Clinton, because California has officially crossed the line. On Thursday, a federal appeals court in California ruled the Second Amendment does not permit Americans to carry firearms in public. The ruling upholds a California law that imposes strict rules on individuals who wish to exercise concealed carry. The California law requires applicants to demonstrate good cause for carrying a weapon. How's this for good cause, California? 14 dead and 22 wounded in a terrorist attack in San Bernardino on December 2nd, 2015, after every Homeland Security firewall was easily breached. Or the incident back in March of 2016 when, as WorldNet Daily reports, deputies from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office and other agencies responded to a report of Allah Akbar chanting, turban-wearing men shooting assault rifles, handguns, and shotguns in a remote desert area. Or the fact that illegal aliens commit 30% of murders in many states. As Breitbart reports, criminal aliens accounted for 38% of all murder convictions in the 5 states of California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and New York, while illegal aliens constitute only 5.6% of the total population in those states. Meanwhile, Mexico is crushing under the weight of the mass exodus California bound and saying they have reached their limit. Kurt Nimmo writes, the unconstitutional ruling strikes down a previous decision. In 2014, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in Peruta versus County of San Diego that the right to carry a firearm is guaranteed by the Second Amendment. Regardless, Judge William A. Fletcher declared, based on the overwhelming consensus of historical sources, we conclude that the protection of the Second Amendment, whatever the scope of that protection may be, simply does not extend to the carrying of concealed firearms in public by members of the general public. A dissent by Circuit Judge Maria Callahan warns the ruling will have detrimental impact on the Constitution. Judge Callahan writes, constitutional rights would become meaningless if states could obliterate them by enacting incrementally more burdensome restrictions while arguing that a reviewing court must evaluate each restriction by itself when determining its constitutionality. The decision establishes a precedent for future challenges to the right to concealed carry and will embolden efforts by the government to dilute and eventually render the Second Amendment meaningless. Ben Shapiro, writing for the Daily Wire, argues, incrementalism is the explicit goal of the left. Of course, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama will never say they want to ban all firearms. Instead, they'll just destroy the right to bear arms piecemeal. They'll say you have no right to open carry, you have no right to concealed carry, and you have no right to have guns in the home. In case you hadn't noticed, incrementalism is the modus operandi of the New World Order agenda. What sounds impossible now, by 1,000 cuts, will be a reality tomorrow. And then that old adage will be modified to, as the Second Amendment goes, so goes the country.
I'm going to do everything I can to rally people against this pernicious, corrupting influence of the NRA. I was proud when my husband took them on, and we were able to ban assault weapons, but he had to put a sunset on. So 10 years later, of course, Bush wouldn't agree to reinstate them.
When ordinary hands can possess such an extraordinary instrument, that symbolizes the full measure of human dignity and liberty. From my cold, dead hands.
John Bowne for INFOWARS.com.
Ramadan's happening right now. I am a proponent of the Constitution. One of the most important amendments is freedom of religion. I'm not saying I'm anti-Islam or Muslim. What I'm saying is that there is a point where Islam cannot coexist under Sharia law with the Constitution. And as Ramadan is going on, it's a time for you to reflect on the things that you do within your religion, your respective religion of Islam. People are forcing that onto other people. So whether you're Amish or you're a Jesuit or you're a Catholic, if I'm a Catholic, which I'm not, but if I were, so maybe I'm going to give up red meat during Lent. I'm not going to walk around a restaurant and take waitresses' face and spike them off the ground because they're serving red meat. That kind of goes against the idea of freedom and liberty, right? Doing whatever I want. But if you have somebody that, in enforcing Sharia law, that's not supposed to be, drinking alcohol, for example, is serving alcohol and then takes that waitress and throws her face on the ground, like happened this week, we have a problem. We have a big problem. You have no right to tell me how to live my life. If I want to drink alcohol during your time of respectful consideration, let me drink my alcohol. If I want to be respectful of your religion, I'm not going to drink it around you. That's my choice. That's how I roll. But if you think you're going to come over here and take one of, or tell my daughter or my wife that she's not allowed to wear a bikini at the beach because it goes against the principles of your religion during this time of reflection, we're going to have a big problem. That's the whole idea of about liberty. It's that I get to do things that you may not like, and you just got to live with it. You might do things that I might not like. Listen, I'm totally okay with you not drinking during all of Ramadan. I'm not going to tell you that you need to drink alcohol. But if you come and tell me that I can't, I'm going for a ride. Listen, freedom of religion is key. It's vital and important. Don't force your beliefs onto me or to anyone else. Live your life, do your thing, but you start encroaching on my freedom, gonna have a big problem.
Well, that's it for our show tonight. We do encourage you to go to prisonplanet.tv. We can get the nightly news, the special reports, the rants, all right there. You can get yourself a free trial at prisonplanet.tv. Now, if you guys see our reporters in the field, we got guys in Bilderberg, had guys in California. I was out in Albuquerque. We have guys going all over the place all the time, and this is what helps fund our operation. I'm Jakari Jackson from the InfoWars Command Center, and we'll see you again next week.
The Federal Reserve is a private banking cartel.
The Fed is a sometimes very independent organization.
What should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
The Federal Reserve is an independent agency. There is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
They print our money and then loan it to us at interest. The IRS is their collection agency.
So long as that is in place and there is no evidence that the administration or the Congress or anybody else is requesting that we do things other than what we think is the appropriate thing, then what the relationships are don't frankly matter.
Jeff Duncan says he saw IRS special agents using semi-automatic rifles at a gun range. Now he wants answers to why the agency needs that type of firepower.
Is this global governance at last? Is it one world, the central bankers in charge?
Know your history and you will know your enemy. InfoWars.com.